All right, YouTubers, YouTube world, we're gonna try this again. Apparently nothing likes me today, but that's okay. We are going to make a video today. We're gonna talk about the mindset of failure and just my experiences with it. No biggie, nothing serious. Sorry, I had to pull up my other stuff. All right, let's try this again. So what is failure? We're just gonna go right into it before OBS cuts me off again. The mindset of failure is just a basic definition of lack of success, right? What is success anyway? We'll get into that. Coffee time, hold on. Okay, so we're gonna go here. So I like this quote. I picked this quote. Your failure does not define you. Your determination does. So what does that really mean? So our determination to reach our goals really depends on our individual needs and wants, basically. I mean, we can define it in all sorts of different ways, but it's really just how motivated we are to keep on climbing up on that ladder to reach that one goal that we set for ourselves, right? That's basically all it means. If we are not determined enough to reach it, then we have created our own failures in that moment. Are you following? You guys following? All right. I had notes written down and stuff, but I still had to think. So coffee should help. So look at that quote for a second. I mean, there's thousands and thousands of quotes out there, but I just pulled one that I thought was, the best one at this point. We're going to come back to that screen in a minute, and we're going to talk. So we're going to talk about my experience for just a second. So a long time ago, I decided to enter a realm where my passion for something became more than just a passion, right? I was on the right track. I was on a very, very right shit. I was on the right track. But then, let's pull this one up. And then I became like this. Oh, okay. Oop. Let that run. You guys can't see it. There you go. We've been here, right? This internal conversations, second guessing ourselves, always having that self-doubt on our shoulder. That was me. That was me. I've had a lot of self-doubt. I mean, I had a website. I was putting content on that website, and I was doing my thing. I was trying to be part of this community that all shared common goals. But then it just kind of all went downhill. I didn't like the way it was turning. But to get an idea of what I was doing a long time ago, I'm going to show you a video. I got two videos, but we're going to split it in between. So let's do this one. Uh-oh. Pause it. So in game. So Panky is a nickname that I gained while I was in the military. But this was my passion, because sometimes you have to escape reality into a different form of art. Uh-oh. We can't hear it. Why can't we hear it? Here we go. Let's start that over. That was my fault. Let's start that over. And in between the videos, I'll show you what I actually was doing. I don't like to talk about it much, and recently I just lost all my work, and I'm trying to get it all back, so I'm a little bit upset on that stuff. So. Oh, you weren't supposed to see all that. Hold up. Anyway. So I used to, like I said, I had this huge passion. I went for it. Then I decided, you know, self-doubt was getting the best of me. And it wasn't as easy as we all like to think something on the outside is easy, but it's not. I like to speak in messages because I'm not going to say exactly what I, you know, you'll see in a minute. So to get an idea before we do the next video, I'm going to give you another picture. I know this is weird. I could just straight up say we're all adults, but I'll show you after this picture. So once in a lifetime, I had such a big passion that I want to put myself out there to do this. Bada bing! I used to write. I still write, guys. I still write. I've had 5 published books out there. I'm not telling you what the books are. That's why I have everything blocked. I'm in the zone of comfort right now that I don't want people to ask me about stuff like that. So that was my passion. Huge. I did it. I published my first book out in 2017. Which doesn't seem like a long time ago, but it was a lot of hard work, and I loved it, and I still love it, but I don't put myself to an extreme. But then my mind got the best of me, saying that none of this is successful. I'm not successful. I haven't done anything. Anybody and their mama could do this. And that's exactly what happened. Anybody and their mama could do this. That was all I said over and over and over and over again. We kind of bash ourselves to an extreme point, and then we end up going down this track where what we think is a failure is actually a success. Which gets to my next point. Success is really an individual goal. It's not how much money we make. It's not how big our name is out there. It's not how many friends we have or how many people are kissing our ass or any of that shit, right? Success is reaching that goal, completing that goal, and loving it. It's the little things. It's little things that makes us successful. And success is also when we're not gloating or getting a big head about it, right? Because that's another issue that comes with success. We get this ego, and you don't like it. So you're probably wondering why I stopped with my website. And you're probably wondering why I stopped putting my name out there. Well, whew, I'm getting hot. This is hot. We're getting hot. We're getting hot topic. Sip of coffee. So the book world. I don't know how many people are still into books because, entertainment and gaming and television have taken over, but I still love books. Books will always be my passion. Writing characters will always be my passion. But the book world is just as toxic as every other entertainment industry. So you could try your hardest to fit in, but someone will always treat you like you're nothing, right? And then they'll treat you like you haven't done anything. You're not really part of them. You're not part of them because, oh, you didn't do this, or you didn't do this the certain way that you did it, that they required you to do it. Look, we make our own rules when it comes to success. We make our own rules when it comes to our own creations. And I didn't want to stress anymore. I didn't want to keep on trying to get people to like what I wrote or try to get people to buy. I just wanted to write and have somebody like it. I'm not, my personality doesn't, I say my personality because personalities do have an influence on how far we go. If we have a nasty personality, the only people you're going to surround yourself with are nasty people. So I didn't want that type of success. I didn't want that type of pressure to continue. And that's my mindset. That's the mindset we get when we have to pass the obstacle first, that we know we're succeeding in what we plan to do. But then when people start telling you, oh, you're not a failure, you're succeeding, da da da, but they don't really know what's going on in your mind, that's when the two things clash. But then there's the pressures, because now, oh, you created something, right? You created something so good, created something so fine. People loved it. And now you're competing with something that you've written to get something better. And that's just in anything. Oh, you made this wonderful video, or you created this beautiful piece of art. But then the pressure of doing better the next time and creating something more magnificent, something that's gonna wow everybody. That's when it comes into, oh, I can't deal with this. It's just too much stress, it's too much pressure. So that's why I shut everything down. That's why I cut all my website off, and I just disappeared. I told everybody, like, look, I can't, I'm still gonna write, but I'm not gonna write for the industry, right? I was an indie author. I don't like using the term author because I haven't published anything, but I was an indie author because it's a fact. And I was fighting the odds because I was so small. Did I make a little bit of cash? I made enough to, get some dinner and a candy bar. But that's besides the point, because we're talking about failure. That was my failure. Sorry if this is a little shaky. We're on like a roller coaster ride, but that was my failure. My failure was giving up. And we've had a lot of moments everywhere. I think there's common ground here. We all have a lot of moments where we all sit down one day, say, oh my God, I've got this job, I've got this great job. But then how do we balance it, right? Because if you have a job and a family and the job demands, and then job demands so much of you, and then your family doesn't get the attention, there's failure in that area, right? Because we feel like we're failing. It's a give and take. We're gonna say it's a give and take situation. My next thing I'm gonna say, let's look at my other video. Let's take a break from me talking, and you can see a little bit of why I just these are my successes, basically. So we're gonna stop that. These are the only videos I can find right now because, like I said, I kind of lost all of my work and I'm trying to get it all back. So let's do this. The greatest thing about me hadn't been writing or still writing is that you get to make little trailers. You put pictures to the words, and it was the funnest thing, and I loved it. And this was my favorite book to write. No, I'm not giving names, but this was my favorite book to write. You're gonna hear two different musics. I'm sorry. I got my background music on too. But this is what I write in my book as success. My personal book of success is this is success. I didn't realize it then, but I realize it now. So we can look back on stuff that we've done, but this isn't failure. We only tell ourselves this is failure because we didn't blow up to be something bigger than what we were supposed to be. But I love writing this book and I love making this trailer. So where do you go from there? After you get that mindset, failure will never, okay, let me clarify. Failure would never leave our side. Because failure comes with disappointment, it comes with self-doubt, it comes with, and then eventually you'll spiral into depression. And that comes from, you know what our biggest enemy is when it comes to failure and success? Social media. I said it, social media is the number one killer besides self-doubt. Because what people post out there is not exactly how they're living their life. So we go, oh my God, look at them. They are going on this magnificent trip out there. Or they're going out on, they got all this grand cars and these beautiful outfits and houses. And they're going to these luscious parties. Do I have to say it? Do I have to say it? Social media has become a thing where we portray what we want people to think our lives are. Not saying that it's all fake. Who knows? People might be living that type of lifestyle, but we glamorize ourselves to avoid what our lives are really like. I'm gonna be honest, this is me. This is me all day. I got leftover makeup that I fell asleep in. I don't glamorize anything about myself. At all. In fact, I wake up every day and be like, shit. I'm a failure today. I'm a failure every day. I failed at life because most of us, were drilled that to be successful is to be financially stable, to be I just got a brain freeze. Sorry, let me take a sip. So what I say, we have to be financially stable. We have to have a career. We have to have a stable home. All that stuff. But nobody ever mentions success is happiness. Nobody ever says, oh, you should be happy doing those things, or you should find something that you are happy with, that you have to stick with your whole life to do. Nobody ever mentions that part, right? And that's the sad thing, because success is painted in this, oh, you got to have this fucking corporate job, and you got to be rich, and you got to have this, you had to have all your shit all together, which is not a fact. Success is based on what you determine success is. It is what you want it to be. That's it. We don't need to compare, ooh, look at Bob on social media living this grand lifestyle. And then here's Kathy over here, having fun in her garden. We shouldn't compare ourselves. That's the immediate issue that we have. We compare. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And of course society has these standards. Well, you're a failure because, look where you're at. Look at your age and you haven't done anything. If that's the case, then I should just go ahead and wipe myself off the face of the earth, because what am I? I don't have a job. Well, I love talking to all of you guys, but it doesn't pay the money, does it? It doesn't pay the bills. I don't have a job. I struggle with my bills. I've somewhere down the line of my life, after having kids, I've lost my individual sense of existence, basically. So don't ever let somebody tell you that what you succeed, just forget the words failure and success for a minute. Don't ever let someone tell you that your passions and your goals are not of the standard, are lower than low. Don't let anybody push you and your wants aside. Don't ever do that. Because again, the mindset of failure stems from self-doubt, eventually turns into depression, and then it becomes madness when you look at all these things on social media. Comparisons is a killer as well. Video today.